Hey girl, hey. Hi. Well, as we can see, I've made a few changes around here. I have created this new little nook for me to do some sit down conversations with to kind of unpack. It feels better than being on that couch. It's the thing. There's a lot of trauma, kind of everywhere. But I will say that I had the house clearing, the grounds clearing, all manners of clearing. And my son and I are starting to exhale. Starting to come back into our bodies, rooted through our feet. Laughing, which is huge. And I'm super excited about that too, because he's going into, it's his last 2 days of school. So he's going into testing that he's feeling nervous about. So I'm grateful that the way things played out, he has been set up to the best of our ability for him to succeed these next few days. I realized in the last video about people to thank that I had forgotten some people. So I don't know how I forgot these people, because these were in heavy rotation. And maybe that's why. But I want to thank my baby mama, Rihanna, for showing me how the bad girls do. Beyonce to the left. Katy Perry. Oh my God, I'm clinging to the earth. I rise, and wide awake. Oh my God. And countless others, of course, but those two in particular became my mantras. Like if I'm rocking in a fucking corner, clinging to my sanity. Those were the ones that got me through. Nate Dogg and Warren G. Regulators! Mount up, right? Queen Latifah, UNITY. Concrete Blonde, Leonard Cohen, Lizzo, for all the obvious reasons, and Sia, for all the obvious reasons. My all-time favorite album in the entire world, oddly enough, is Paul Simon's Graceland. So that was some positivity I cling to. And last but certainly not least, Christina Aguilera, Fighter. Beautiful, So yes, those are the folks that got me through. They were the best of times. They were the worst of times. Like, I don't even have words sometimes, right? For just how horrendous this has been. My son, obviously. I mean, I will have to do like a whole sort of session on the gratitude I feel for my son, for always believing in me and always trusting me. I had told him very early on that I realized that I had made a very, very, very terrible mistake. And like we do, I had spent the last 5 years trying to fix it. To deaf ears. Listening to his traumas and things like that, and making excuses and trying to help my son understand, but saying like, I know, baby, I'm trying, honey. And he never lost hope, and he never gave up on me. And he always believed that somehow, some way, I would figure out a way to restore homeostasis and peace and calm to our lives. Which brings me to this man right here. This was our wedding day. God, I was so happy Oh, my son never particularly cared for him and warned me, like, Mayday, Mayday. And I'm like, well, we're blending a family. You know, there's, oh God, hindsight's always 2020. Hindsight is always 2020. And in 2020, the hindsight being 2020, I can see it all so clearly now. All of it. You know, my mom and I had a very, very, very strained relationship my whole life. I won't get into that right now, but it definitely set me up for interpersonal failure, being the scapegoat, having no boundaries, you know, that type of thing. Always looking for approval outside of myself, having no boundaries. Surrendering my power, as weird as it's been, despite the fact that I am a strong feminist, just surrendering my power to men. Well, I use that word used loosely. But then this charming, sexy, charismatic, funny, capable, sweet, kind, generous, compassionate man knocked on my door with a little tree he'd grown from seed, and I opened my door. It was very much like a Sookie Stackhouse Bill moment, if you've ever seen True Blood. And it was an invitation I could not rescind. He immediately stuck up for me to my mother when she would put me down, and he would say, you know, you have no idea what this woman goes through. You have no idea who she is. And I was like, oh, I'm seen. Somebody gets me, somebody sees me. And he hugged me, and I was like, oh my God, there you are. I had been not drinking. I had been not, smoking. I had been at my ashram. I had been in kirtans, meditating, doing yoga, working on myself. I mean, I was in my vibe, and I thought to myself, shit, I have been in therapy and on and off my entire life. I have learned so much. I have addressed so much of my traumas. Look at me go. This is the universe sending me the angel I have always dreamed of. Always dreamed of. I am so excited. Yes, let's get married. Yes, let's move to a foreign country. Yes, let's do all the things. And it made me feel so good because in the beginning, you know, we would fight constantly because he was so horrible to me, and I would fight back. See, it's all 2020. While he's demanding space in my closet, and he's making all of these demands on me, and I have a child that I've been like in wraparound services and occupational therapy. And I mean, I needed this shit like a hole in the head. But I was not present to it because I was so already drained and exhausted. And he knew exactly how to fucking play me. Oh my God, he should write a book. He should write a book. It was a flawless performance. Flawless. So here I am thinking he is, even when we would fight, he wouldn't leave. He wouldn't leave. Not even to let steam out or anything. And I was like, wow. He will never abandon me. How lucky am I? This is a boon sent from the universe. My fucking knight in shining armor. I'm finally going to have a partner. I'm finally going to have my happily ever after. And I thought, yes, Jess and Chris go to Costa Rica. One of my favorite movies is True Romance, right? And so I thought, here it is. Clarence in Alabama. Go to, not Cancun, but we go to Costa Rica. How fucking brilliant, right? Well, it turned out to be more Natural Born Killers, Mickey and Mallory level of toxicity. So we married we were engaged at 3 months. And he had somebody calling him when we were first getting together. And I'm even telling him, I am not going to be a safe place to land. I have a job. I have a car. I have a home. I have a child, like not even in that order. Like I'm very fucking busy and you're going to either add to my life or you need to get out of it. And he was like, no, I'm here. Just make me some room in your closet, Bill. I got your back all day long. Ride or fucking die now, right? So we were engaged at 3 months, married at 8 months in a wildly humiliating ceremony that I wanted to just elope. And it was, looking back, all the ways I'm diminished, dismissed, ignored, a prop. He never saw me. This was not about us and a union. You know what I mean? That's not what this was. Hindsight's always 20/20. I mean, it was the most awkward, bizarre, like it was just terrible. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm just the one in white. It's, you know, his family was never particularly warm to me, for any number of reasons. Not the least of which is I'm not Greek and submissive or Christian or Christian identifying or leaning or, yeah. Anyway, so then, engaged at 3 months, married at 8 months, sold my house, my car, quit my job, moved to Costa Rica at 10 months, packed up all our shit. And I could even see the beginnings of the sabotage then. And I wanted to pump the brakes, but it was too late. I mean, shit, the ink on our marriage license wasn't even dry before he had some toxic chick from the ashram yoga class that he had attended, telling him that she can love him better because I'm toxic and abusive, and he's all like fucking brand new and playing innocent because he didn't mean anything. He was just looking for somebody to help move. He just needed some help. Like I can play these tapes over in my, it's all so clear. It's all so clear. And then I ended up in Costa Rica. My mother died and my best friend had died, and I was adrift on a raft without a paddle. And then it just fucking devolved from there. It absolutely, so ultimately I want to thank Chris. I really, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank him so much. Because if it was not for the sheer depths of brutality that I have experienced while building a hotel in a foreign country where I don't speak the language, and ultimately I couldn't learn the language. Like I had taken Spanish off and on 7 years of my life. You would think I would just ease right into it, but my brain was swollen. And I couldn't understand it. I couldn't make sense of it, and I couldn't understand why. I actually had teeth removed because I thought I had a brain, like, freaking parasite and shit. No, that's not what it was. So I'm missing some teeth, but whatever. Ultimately, they were root canals and probably needed to come out anyhow. But I think without, I will say, like, my son saved my life. I think the sheer degree of trauma that I have experienced to this date, that my son has experienced to this date, has been so deep and so profound that one, I will never, and I mean never, have to rebuild my life again due to an abusive relationship. I will never be traumatized, ignored, attacked, brutalized ever again. And I can't even tell you legitimately how exciting that is and how deeply it sets my world on fire. I've learned how good of a mother I am. How good of a mother I am. And yes, of course, there are things I deeply lament. You know, there are, and I'm going to forgive myself at some point. But I've been able at 13 to maintain a relationship with my child where we are thick as thieves. Are we maybe too close? I don't know. We'll see. I give him the freedom to go and he comes back. You know what I mean? I don't try to, I'm always cheering him on. You can do it totally. So we're working through that too. I don't want to have a child that like is so enmeshed with me that he doesn't, you know, he fails to like launch or whatever. He's amazing. Like he is way more normal than he has any right to be. And that is because of me. That is because of me. We're able to have conversations openly about what happens if you don't work on yourself and maintain your boundaries. Shit, requirements. Fuck a boundary. Requirements of basic human freaking decency in your life, the traumatic effects of a toxic relationship. And we can talk about these things because I've modeled them so beautifully. And he hopefully will be spared the pain. Without Chris, I wouldn't probably have ever seen just how goddamn good I am. Just how goddamn good I am. I am not worthless. I am a fucking powerhouse. Yes, apparently I have some unresolved trauma that I was not aware of that has been brought to light. Thank you. And I can work on that and I will heal. But Jesus Christmas. I have gone to a foreign country and built a hotel. I have shopped, procured, had shit sent, packed, had sent back, found a place to live each and every time, waded through the muck and mire of trauma and drama and chaos, waded through being completely invisible in my own life, having my son watch me, looking in his eyes, watching the terror in both of our eyes as we're looking at each other. And I'm not 100% sure I'm not going to die because I'm being choked within an inch of my life. And I can take all of that and I can transmute it and I can end up at this farm with a YouTube channel. All of this, everywhere you look, every last little bit of it is me. It's me. I'm not the problem. It's not me. I have my shit. Don't get me wrong. I have my shit. But damn, everywhere you look is love, beauty, creativity, power, divine rising, feminine, goddess level advancement. I'm the ones that made sure we were employed. I'm the ones, like, I got myself a car. Like, these animals, I'm the one that's fulfilling my dreams. And I don't need anybody for that. I'm already whole. And if it weren't for marrying an antagonistic narcissist that drove me to the depths of the brink of my own fucking demise, I would never have known just how goddamn good I am. And I will be forever grateful for that. This is not lip service. You know, whether we stay together or not, whether I keep this farm or not, none of it matters. Because I have me. And my child has me. And we're going to heal. And we are never, ever, ever, ever going to be put through anything like this ever again. And that is, hands down, the most precious and liberating gift I have ever been given. And from the depths of my heart, thank you, Chris. Thank you. So, last but not least, my gorgeous space here. It makes me so happy, of course. In typical fashion, it's not done yet. Ultimately, I couldn't even get to the chicken coop yesterday because I am broken in half. I'm actually going to the hospital to get a scan later. I need to start my work for the day. Had to work. I mean, I got to work overtime this weekend. I got to work 5 hours extra. 5 hours extra. I worked till 8. My son had a sleepover, held it down, made him food. It wasn't the most gourmet-iest thing that I wanted to make, but we'll get there. We'll get there. My son had a sleepover, held that down. They did their thing. I was able to work late. Worked again Saturday morning as I'm filming, doing my thing, holding it damn down, right? And I got to work at my job. And I cannot even explain to you how many barriers there would have been to that. And I was able just to slip through my day, rocking my vibe, doing my thing, showing up, whole, consistent, no fights, no strife, no drama, no antagonism, no anger. It has all been freaking super tranquilo, and it's been so nice. I was so grateful to be able to work overtime that I could just sit in my office chair, do my thing. Kids were asleep. Hell yes. Look at mommy doing the damn thing. And it felt great. So I need to go get to my job now. But real quick, last person I want to thank, Miley Cyrus girl. Yes. I don't know if you're out there listening, but flowers, girl, yes. And now I'm going to show you my little spot here. I got to go. Big kisses, big hugs, heart full of gratitude. Hugs till your pieces are all put back together, and we'll chat soon.